Well, hello everybody, time once again for some more Guild Wars 2. So you can see we're on Stout Quartz here, which is the Warrior, and we are in the Bladesworn variant, Elite Specialization of Warrior, because I had a request to make a video on it. As you can see, we are defending our keep on Eternal Battleground, so EBG. Got a little bit of a tussle going on up there. So this build runs Rifle main with Combat Stimulant as a heal, Shake It Off as a Conti Cleanse, and it also works as a Stun Break. Bull's Charge for movement skill, Balance Stance for stability and more Stun Break, and then Tactical Reload to recharge this. Obviously, and maybe you don't know, you hit the F1 or whatever you have this bound to, and that pulls out your Gun Saber, which swaps to these abilities. You can read these and what they do, right? It's just important to know that this one gives you Aegis, and this one helps you move.
It'll fetch a
That's
nice
nice.
price.
Right, it's a movement skill. So, let's see what that... Which is very important for Bladesworn, because Bladesworn lose a lot of movement. I'm running all Berserkers with Superior Rune of the Pack, because I'm running a build based upon generating might as much as possible. With Rifle, running Cleansing and Sigil of Battle. And the Relic of Mabon I'm giving a shot at. The other one I'm trying to unlock is the Relic of Mistburn, which will help as well. But this one kind of just increases the effectiveness of Might, which so far I haven't been able to get to proc. Gotten up to like 8 stacks, so hopefully we can get that to proc and see what happens with that. Couple things of Dragon, but almost all Berserkers. And the build is going to be Strength, Tactics, Bladesworn, straight across the middle in Strength, top, top in Tactics, and middle, bottom in Bladesworn, right? If you have a war, you can read all these things separate of me explaining them to you. But the whole point is to use Rifle 4 to immobilize somebody, then using Rifle 3 to cripple and make them vulnerable, and then Rifle 2 to get some damage in, and then swapping over to the Bladesworn stuff and using the Dragon Trigger to generate more might. All these things kind of help us with might generation, and we heal when we generate might, yada yada yada. Now, what I will say is, I wasn't paying attention to that, so that's my bad. This build's because I'm obviously running Berserker's Guild gear, you're very susceptible to damage. So you have to be very mindful of where you're at, what's hitting you, and what your escapes are. Because if you find yourself in a corner and you're outnumbered, you're probably not going to survive. This works best when you have people around you doing damage too, but it can be used as a solo roaming build, I think. I'm still experimenting with it, trying to figure out how it goes. So, there's that. I will say it's not the highest damage warrior build I've ever made. That would be this version of the Berserker, Rifle Berserker build, which is all about just doing as much damage as possible with like a couple shots. So we're going to help break into this tower here, and we'll demonstrate how some of it goes. It's very much usable to take things like camps and stuff like that. Oh, we had a player jump off. Let's see what we can do. Oh, they're already downstated. Wow, that was fast. That was really fast. Okay. Alright. Well, they didn't need anybody's help at all. So, 7 years unlucky. Well, sorry to hear about that. Hopefully your 8 gets a lot better for you. So Bladesworn is all about movement, reflex, and you know, stuff like that. So here we are in Gun Saber mode, which builds up flow, which allows us to go into Dragon Response mode, which pretty much want to use Dragon Slash, right? If you can't close ground, do that. Number 4 gives you Aegis, and number 5 is a movement skill. So if you don't have the relic I'm using right now, right, the old go-to is Stormsinger. It's been halved the amount of damage as it used to do. It still does damage, and a good standby is always a Kyros. So you're doing a lot of stuff on Bladesworn that is not a typical DPS like. I'm going to say DPS because it's I'm pretty much running like a DPS build in World versus World, which is always sketchy. Like, you really have to know your escapes. So that guy's got a bubble up. I can't do much against him because he's just going to reflect. Get out of that immobilize.
Sharper still.
I found a new way to win. Outstanding.
Just kind of applying pressure at this point. Use our stance, and then we're going to use our abilities to get away, right? We're using these movement skills not to close in on enemies, to get away, right? That's really key with Warrior. Knowing your surroundings, knowing your line of sight things, and then using your movement skills not to get into combat. I have range to get into combat, but using things like the Force skill to get away, dodging away, using the Bull's Charge to get away, swapping over to the Gun Saber to use the 5 skill to get away, and then going into Dragon mode to use the 2 skill to get away, right? In situations like this where you're outnumbered and you're not going to be able to sustain through the damage, you have to know how to do that stuff. It has to become second nature, or you're going to find yourself a casualty, right? You're going to find yourself a statistic. A lot of times when I'm commanding, you'll hear me tell the squad or other people to not overcommit, right? So right now, I'm a safe distance away. Could I get pulled in? Absolutely. Then I'm going to pop my stability and my stun break. Right? Look at that, got it down. Not overcommitting, not getting in so close I can't get out. I have the abilities to get out. It's a lot of conditions. I'm not going to pop my Condi Cleanse because they're almost done, right? Just kind of mopping up at this point, taking advantage of some of the things some other players have done. So this enemy team here is hitting SMC, so we're just going to kind of harass them a little bit. But once again, it's really easy to overcommit in this narrow corridor. This is not...
Such might.
This is not my specialty as a warrior, right? I need... You know, if I have to get away, I'm going to have to quickly turn. There are key commands you can do for about turn. There's a keybind for it. I just don't run it.
Ready for action.
I'm not the best world versus world player ever. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot about Engineer. I know a little bit less about Warrior, and I know even less about Revenant, but I do enjoy playing them. All right, so we're getting too much attention there in that corridor, so we're gonna kind of break this around here and go a different direction. See what we can do. Okay, so we got a one-on-one here.
Faster. Boost.
Closing ground. So he's got a friend there, so I'm not too interested in overcommitting at this point.
Faster.
About getting away when you can, you know. Green's about to pop it. Right, green popped it. We got to get out.
Dragon slash.
Oh, that little tiny wall stopped me. Right.
Shake it off. Faster. You've already lost. Boost.
Right, just too much going on there for me. I was hitting the wrong keys. Happens. Right, don't win them all, especially when you're outnumbered. That's fine. Let's pop up there. Alrighty, sorry, I checked my phone. So yeah, so it's just kind of a basic overview. We'll probably take this to another map and we'll go over We'll go over some of the PvE aspect of it. No, I really don't want to leave this area while there's a Zerg running around. Like the idea of kind of getting some shots in. Oh, there's no supplies there at all. Well, that's fantastic. People are wasting their supplies on stuff that really doesn't do anything. So yeah, let's go take this camp. And this will show you, like, the strengths and the limitations of this build, right? It does pretty darn good on one-on-ones, but once you get into a tussle with more than one opponent, even be it NPCs, like, your health pool is going to drop fast. You don't have any toughness to back you up. You don't have a large hit point basin to absorb it, and you don't have much to mitigate damage. You can do a ton of damage if you play this right. Oh, it just got flipped. But it can be difficult to ensure your hit points don't get to 0. Somebody else is here. 4, 3, 2. Gun saber. 3, 2. Close if we need to. Then we switch into dragon mode. Bam. Right? Tons of might generation. Pretty sure this Relic Maban is more meant for, like, when you're dealing with raid situations. Oh, hello. Well, let's see what we can do against a Berserker, shall we? They're probably going to, like, absolutely destroy me. But we'll see, you never know. That's a cat. Cute and terrifying. Well, there's 2 kitty cats. Gotta be careful there. Up and a green. Looks like we're about to have ourselves a Mexican standoff here. We're gonna swatch weapons.
Faster.
I'm hurt.
All set.
Just gonna kind of do stuff from ranged here.
Total concentration.
Thought for sure I'd get that off. Oh, I got a lot on me right now, a lot of condies. Yep, and I'm locked down. What was that? Oh, it was a Necro. I didn't take a good look to see what was hitting me there. Just chewing away at my hit points. So yeah. So as you can see, you know, even though I had an ally there, I was taking a lot of damage. And it's really, really hard with this Bladesworn variant to recover from that. Now, can you build a Bladesworn that is more damage resilient? Yes. So, like, here's my variant of a more tanky Bladesworn, right? Strength, discipline, Bladesworn. You can actually go tankier than that too, but I don't think I have one right now. Yeah, here we go. Here's the tanky one. So it's defense, discipline, and Bladesworn. And it's more about surviving those fights that become like medium to long fights, right? Similar strategy in breakdown of what you have. As you can see, I have a slightly larger health pool. I generate barrier more often. Dragon Slash heals. Gives you protection, right? So it's definitely an interesting build. I wouldn't say any of my builds are perfect. And I'm not a perfect player. I struggle with a lot of things in this game. But, you know, it's a good start. So, so this one's damage. You see those. This one's more defense. I think this one was like a hybrid of the two, potentially. But then there's my good old-fashioned rifle berserker, right? Which is all about these big booms. Right, doing so much damage.
Ready for any.
So he's going to use his vengeance.
Such might.
I'm going to keep hitting him. And his vengeance wore out. So there we go. So this is why I enjoy Rifle Berserker more than Bladesworn. Because I can just do so much damage that I don't need to worry about defenses, reflexes, yada yada, the vast majority of the time. Because if they can't close ground, I'm going to do a ton of damage. But if you're adamant about playing Bladesworn, right, just be mindful that it's going to be a more difficult, especially if things like that my rifle 4 skill there missed, right? If that misses, now I don't get that invuln off, right? I'm doing significantly less damage. Like 7% might not seem like much, but that 100 damage might be the difference between life or death, right? So that's a basic breakdown. I'm going to stick with my flame rifle warrior. It's much more fun, much more fun in my opinion. And it's all berserker. I'm using Deadeye because they were cheap and easy to get. And then I'm using a Wayfinder for the speed bonus, if I remember correctly. No, I guess I just had that on there for one point in time. It should be Claw. Alright, I would have done even more damage if I had that up. We'll take this emergency waypoint and see what comes of it. Only thing you have to be careful of is this is absolutely a squish-tastic build, right? So you have to know when to move in. You have to know what to target. Oh gosh, where's that freaking bubble?
Fresh. I'll destroy you all. Marvelous.
Great justice.
Right, and then when you need to escape, you rely on Greatsword, right? Oy. And I just find this to be much more fun because there's such a high level of risk to reward, right? But I mean, look at that. Look at those numbers, right? You even do a large amount of numbers to opponents. So this is why I stick with, warrior. Not warrior. I stick with this flame rifle warrior build. It is just for me, for my playstyle, super entertaining. Got lots of mobility, I think what that Bladesworn build is trying to do, this does with less stress on my part as a player, right? I can get, and because of that, I don't have to worry about so many different skills, doing so many different things, and memorizing them and knowing the exact right moment. It gives me more leeway, right? It's more forgiving. If I make a mistake, I can just swap weapons and get out of the dangerous area. You know, it literally runs. I call it "oops all signets," right? Because it literally runs all signets. It's like it's almost a meme build. But it's super fun, you know, and I highly recommend giving this one a shot if you're adamant about playing Warrior and you have Berserker unlocked. Bladesworn's cool, it looks really neat, but it's clunky. you know, and it's slow and it telegraphs everything so obviously that a seasoned player is going to see you as a Bladesworn and know, I just have to avoid like these obvious telegraphs I have, and I will survive the fight. Right? So that's what I got on Bladesworn, and why I recommend something more along the lines of Berserker these days. Like, here we go. I'm going to go into combat. And yeah, so that guy, he evaded my attacks. That's fine. I didn't overcommit. I still have things I can use.
Give me energy.
If they push forward, which is fine. Which they will. I just swap. Oh man, I got hit hard. So I was using a bad example there. I got focused. You swap and then use the... And that's the thing with any Berserker build, right? Any glass cannon build, you're going to go down fast, right? I didn't even have time to react. That's okay. All right, I don't make videos about how I won. You know, I'm not Valen. You know, I'm not 1ving 7 people and somehow winning. You know, I'm just having fun. And I'm going to die a lot, but I'm having a blast doing it, right? So, you know, I've got a big old stupid smile on my face right now, because that was super fun. I was tempting fate. And I lost, but I still enjoyed still enjoyed the crud out of it. I should have known from the graphical lag that was going to happen. There's literally a black hole there.
My strength increases. No. Such
There we go. There we go.
I owe you one.
There we go. Literally do so much damage that I can just blast through downs, right? Interesting. Green showed up. This is going to complicate matters.
all set.
But we just got to keep an eye on the prize, right? Oh, almost got my second one off. Not quite. There's no really hope for that one. So yeah, so there we go. I mean, I guess we can swap back over to the Bladesworn and I wonder what the difference between this setup is. So this one's not relying on the might at all. We could try this one, see how it works. So this would be just kind of a more generic Bladesworn, or more generic warrior DPS focused build. I'm going to say DPS because literally that's the role I'm playing. I'm just here to do damage.
My strength increases. So much power. Yes, I'm ready to defeat anything. Ocean trench. Shake it off.
Oh, I used the wrong one. Too quick to click those sometimes, you know what I mean? See, I do significantly less range damage on this build on Bladesworn than I do on Berserker. These guys are running a ton of reflex, which is smart.
You've already fought. Shake it off. Fire burns.
Condi's eventually caught up with me. And that's funny, is I had allies healing me, right? Which was putting these players in a predicament.
Surprise.
So this is the one benefit Bladesworn has, is I have a lot more survivability. But it's not easy to do, right? It's not like just one button. And whenever anybody gives me strength, I'm, you know, gaining a lot of health, which is awesome. And I have a whole bunch of different ranged abilities.
I can take on the world.
I don't get as big of numbers, you know, and whoop. Who doesn't like those big numbers? I don't know why I use that. This is a really weird spot to be.
Shake it off.
Oh, I attracted way too much attention there. So yeah, so definitely Bladesworn gives you the ability to get away, right? Love that. Gives you the ability to get a little bit more health and stuff like that, to make it so you can get away. Just scare him a little bit. Oh, we have a tag here now too. So yeah, so that's pretty much what we got here. Looks like I got some weeklies done in the process, which is always nice. Let's swap here.
Faster. Shake it off. Kill up full of adrenaline.
Oh, all these guys are about to have a really bad day.
Locked, loaded. Boost. My strength
Health.
increases.
Vigor. Recovery.
I can take on the world.
A brilliant ember.
Oh, that Cabalist pulled me. Like, how annoying is that? Oh, look at that. Whole bunch of weeklies getting completed. It's fantastic. So yeah, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. Oh, I like hugs. Oh no, light hugs. Just looking for some hugs. Okay, I'm tracking now. Ah, darn it.
It's time. Ready.
Oh boy, look at all that green. Right? So for something like this, when you're on Warrior, when you're on Bladesworn, right? I don't have like the cool weapons like a lot of the other classes have, where it's like I can pull out a mortar and just ranging in, right? I'm relying on my rifle to still make some penetration here. Don't eat McDonald's. Okay.
An ancient mountain.
Get my ally up here.
Drying off.
The tag is pushing him out, which is good. Blue's in here complicating matters.
Shake it off. All set.
Rebound.
Restore. Cleanse. Believe.
Mine. Faster.
So I guess the big difference here is that where normally I would be using greatsword to get away, I can use... Oh, that bubble is perfectly placed. I can use the gun saber as my escape vector with the dragon slash as my escape vector. So those are all like really, really good viable options.
Thank you. Restore. Cleanse. Believe.
There we go. There's some more downs. There's no blocking. There's no blocking. That's what you get for blocking.
Before the storm.
No escape!
I'm unstoppable. Total concentration.
Oh, I just made a whole bunch of enemies. Oh, definitely need content cleanse.
Feels nice.
I broke myself out of it. I think you get some...
I wield great wisdom.
Recovery!
A ripple in the earth.
Total. Dragon.
Lucky you came along.
Mine.
Wash the pain away!
Careful. Gonna have to work our way over this way. I don't know if that hit, but...
All set.
Proceed! Restore! Plant rest! Believe! Cover! Return!
There we go. Getting some kills in there now.
Knowledge is
You can't keep us from
unshaken. Resolve!
So just kind of bobbing and weaving in and out, in and out. Make some gains here, some losses there, and then pushing, you know? And now we can push. Now we can be a little less careful. Oh, wow. Maybe need to be a little bit more careful.
It's over. Better than moon.
Look at that. Got an SMC take out of it. So, it's a great place to stop this video at. I actually really had a lot of fun in that little tussle there. And that was completely swapping up my original point, which was about the might generation, and just going straight up, just high damage output. Just high damage output. The trying to get the might generation going for that is just too much. Just too much. So, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember, make good choices, be good people. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments. And I can answer specific questions for you if I know them. So, we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.